up, everyone? Hopefully you're doing well. Let's take a look at your week, shall we? I'm not going to focus on signs this time. I'm going to focus on you, the collective, and whoever finds this. So let's talk about top of the week. This will be Monday and Tuesday. Trust that everything is falling into place. This is like taking a blind leap of faith. You're just going to have to go with it and trust that you know what you're doing, that everything's going to work out in your best interest. Take a deep breath. Take it on faith, top of the week. Let's talk about Monday specifically. Let's get a card specifically for Monday. Find balance. It's going to be a little bit of a manic Monday. Manic Monday's playing in my head, so I feel like you might have a lot thrown at you. You might have a lot of work, or there's chaos, like people not getting up on time, running late, detour on the way to work, or there's a lot of stress. So Spirit's just like, breathe, trust, and breathe, center, balance, and don't freak out, because freaking out isn't going to help your Monday run any smoother. If you want it to go smoothly, you have to trust that everything happens for a reason. If you're 5 minutes late, it was meant to happen. Maybe you avoided a serious accident. If you get harped on at work, well, you can't change what already happened. So tomorrow, don't be late. Breathe. Let's talk about Tuesday. What's Tuesday looking like? Listen. Listen before you react. Listen before you speak. Make sure you have all the information you need. Because there's like a warning that you might react badly because you don't have all the information, or you might miss important details due to the chaos. So listen to details carefully, especially in your work environment, but listen to what's going on around you. Listen to who's being positive and who's being negative, who's being helpful and who isn't. Pay attention to all that's going on, and in the chaos, find those moments to listen to your needs as well. If you need to sit down, if you need to drink water, if you need to take a 5-minute break outside, if you need to eat some food because you don't want to explode because you're hangry or tired. So listen to your body needs as well on Tuesday. Let's talk about middle of the week. It'll be Wednesday and Thursday. Middle of the week, what do we need to know about Wednesday and Thursday? Share the love. Don't give out, so Monday and Tuesday are chaotic, and you're in this need to be studious in your work environment and pay attention to what's going on around you. And Wednesday and Thursday is about being the peacemaker. It's about giving out compliments instead of, you did this wrong. And you can be like, I know it's been a crazy week, but we can still make our deadline by the end of the week if we do this. It's like speaking with love. It's acting with kindness. It's dropping the battle axe and picking up the heart. Ruling with your heart in Wednesday and Thursday. So let's talk about Wednesday specifically. Wednesday specifically, what do we need to know? Release that need to yell. Release the pent-up aggression. Release the stress in a healthy way, because there is a need for you to be the peacemaker, to be peaceful, especially in your work environment, especially with your kids if they're fighting, especially with you and your spouse. It's just like, release what you need to say, but in a peaceful way, and know that everybody is doing their best. Trust that it's going to work out. Listen to other people's needs and concerns as well as your own. Take all of that into consideration, and when you're balanced, share your thoughts and feelings and release, like, I know we're struggling here. Here's my ideas. Or do you have any ideas on what we should do about this? So releasing the anger and the need to pull my hair out, all the things that don't help you, by releasing that, you're able to communicate better. So all that chaos that happened on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday is about and refocusing to reprioritize your week. So let's talk about Thursday. What's going to go down Thursday? Seek the truth. You're going to be finding the best solution. Say your roof has a hole in it. You're looking for the best and the most affordable roofer for you. If it's about your workspace, and you're being the problem solver, you're going to find out who did what. You're going to assess the situation, and you're going to bring justice or get justice by proof coming out. So if you're not the boss and something went down, you might be stressed and worried about it. Wednesday, you might be called in to speak about it. And Thursday is about the truth coming out and answers that you needed in the top of the week that left everything kind of comes out on Thursday. So let's talk about end of the week. This will be Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday. What do we need to know about Friday? And, oh, hello. Move. So there's going to be a lot of movement in this time. Busy days for you, busy weekend. Some of you are literally moving, but you could just be, doing something physical. You have a lot of weekend parties that you got to pop onto. Maybe you just want to get outside in nature. To me, this is a very busy weekend. Movement away from toxicity. You're mastering. To me, this is like getting away, filling your time up with things that are fun, whether it's going out with your friends, going with your family, spending family time with your kids. But it's like mastering your emotions. You're dropping the burden of the week, and there's a lot of like, it's over now feelings. Mastering the heart space. Let's talk about Friday specifically. Giving and receiving. So that it is payday for a lot of people. Some of you might be receiving a little more in your paycheck as far as commission, but I feel like this is everybody that came through this crazy stressful week in a work environment. Like, thank you for doing that. I know it was chaotic. I couldn't have done it without you. I couldn't have done it without you. Yay, go team, go. Or this is like, I know it was chaotic and we had a lot of shit and we were fighting, but like, let's just have a good weekend. Like, here's what you need, this is what I need. You know what I mean? Like, coming together. It could be a potluck thing as well. Let's talk about Saturday. What do we need to know about? You're opening up on Saturday. This is the fun side, releasing. Just, to me, this is like wild child. You just want to be like, forget about work, forget about life stuff. You had such a crazy week, and Saturday is about fun, and you're opening up, and you're like blossoming. You're radiating and shining because you're in a happy place. You're glad it's over. It ended well. You put it all behind you. You're doing something you enjoy. So let's talk about Sunday, the holy day, to close out your reading. What do we need to know about Sunday, the holy day? Look at that, teach. So there's some kind of lesson that you've learned this week that you're going to turn around and maybe discuss with someone in your church environment, or discuss, like, this is what I learned this week, babe. Like, I didn't think I could do this, but I did. Or I learned a new trade. Or you're talking to your coworkers, preparing for the week. Or you're teaching. You could have solved a big problem in your work environment, and so now in the next week you're going to be teaching what happened so it doesn't happen again. So you could be gearing up to that, especially if you're in some kind of business world or corporate. But most of you, this is just checking yourself and looking in and being like, you know what, I learned something new, or I learned something about myself, or I learned that I could do something new. All of this happened. It's like seeing the real spiritual side of why this week was so crazy, which is a beautiful energy. We get caught up in life and don't always remember to do that. Anything else we need to know? Close out the reading for this week. There's a lot of healing, especially with partnerships in the workspace and partnerships at home, coming back together after a really chaotic time in a really graceful and stress-free way at the end of the week. Yeah, you're changing your focus. You're realizing you don't want to go backwards. You learned a lesson, and going forward, you're going to heal the situation and be in a more positive place. So the next time work gets stressful or home gets stressful, you're going to remember this week, and you're going to be like, I did it like this last time and it worked out for my favor, or I reacted badly this time and I don't want to repeat that. You're learning a life lesson. So just breathe, brace for impact, balance and zen out, and try your hardest to be a keeper and it will go well.